You know,
That's probably the worst day of your life.
that is so far, thank God. You know, that's
pretty bad.
That's been the worst one, but
horrible.
Well, you're maybe a little bit down the road. I'm not quite sure what the chronology was, but your reaction to these incidents basically turned you to alcohol and drugs. How seriously were you involved?
Well, of course, at the time, you know, there was, you know, what they call the gateway, and everybody was smoking pot and stuff, which I really didn't like because it made me paranoid. But at some point, I was introduced to guys with heroin and shooting up and that kind of stuff, and I did that for quite a while. Well, it seemed like quite a while. You know, every day seemed like death back then. And
did that make you feel better, or did it just make you forget?
You know what? I don't even remember it now.
So it must have made you forget.
Yeah. So yeah, there's an extended period that you know, apparently I was alive, but I don't remember any of it.
Wow.
You know, I really just don't remember any of it.
Well, when you were considerably older, in your late 40s, we mentioned some of them, but you had a series of obviously pretty serious health concerns. Bladder cancer, heart attack, and a liver transplant.
Yeah.
You're very fortunate.
Very fortunate. There must be a reason I'm still here. So, you know, I have to say, you know, as far as, you know, the drug use and stuff, if there's any kids or anything that, you know, that are doing, and you know, you've heard this said over and over again, when I play music, or when I have to have music in front. First of all, I never started. Well, you'll probably ask me that later, but it's difficult to learn later on in life as it is, and I can't prove it, but I believe that a lot of my brain cells were eaten up, and usually I have to have my music right in front of me to be able to play anything. I can't remember chords and words and all that at once. You know, it seems to be too much. And you know, so it's if anybody believes that they can, you know, now that they've learned music or what, and that's part of the thing. I never really knew music or sang or anything like that when I was younger, so that may have a little bit to do with it. I don't believe that. I believe that, you know, so drugs and alcohol took a huge toll.
So the theory that you know, drugs help you write music probably isn't true in your case.
Probably not. Probably not.
When you realized that you weren't going to be able to get right back into doing what you had been doing for a living, you decided to go back to college. Mm-hmm. You mentioned a name to me, Lisa Fix.
Yeah.
She was a very important person in school, wasn't she?
Very important, very important. She's one of the most bubbly, wonderful teachers that I ever met, and she still teaches. She's 48 years old. She just had twins.
Wow.
So, loves kids. Loves
she must have a lot of energy.
Yeah. But yeah, she's a wonderful, wonderful person, and I doubt that I would have gone any further with it if I wouldn't have met her. So.
Well, she introduced you to somebody else, didn't she?
Yeah, Lisa started because she was a music teacher at MCC at the time. She started like a coffee house thing, and she brought in two very people that I just thought were wonderful. The very first one was Maria Gillard, who is I still take voice lessons with Maria. I still see Maria quite often. I can't see enough of her. You know, she's a wonderful person also.
Make a note, get her on the show.
Yeah. and when a very, you know, a profound singer-songwriter, you know. Another guy, the guy who really inspired me was a friend of guest that I know you're going to have, I don't know when, but Alan Whitney. It was wonderful. I mean, just to watch him perform back then, you know, I mean, this was 2001, maybe, I think it was. And and he had all his own songs, and you know, Maria did too, but you know, it was kind of a guy thing, you know. I mean, she kind of melted my heart, but he kind of, you know, it was.
You could really relate to.
Yeah. So it was. That's really what grabbed me and got me going. You know, Lisa Maria, the inspiration from Alan, and since then, I mean, there's just so many people throughout.
Did you have
town
interest
that I
in
really-
music when you were younger, or just?
I did, and I learned 3 whole chords.
Oh, okay.
You know, so,
Because it's you know, just to take up something like that all at once, that's a big undertaking.
yeah, and thanks for saying that. You know, it was actually Lisa. When I was in college, I needed to do some, you know, basically some filler
Extra
courses.
credits, yeah.
So I saw this thing for voice, and I thought, I can just go in here and sing for an hour and walk out. You know, well, it wasn't like that.
Yeah,
but,
right.
but yeah, she was incredibly inspirational to me, and you know, she's the one. She said, you know what, Tim, I can see you with your life experiences and stuff. I can see you writing your own songs very soon. And,
That's very cool.
I said, you know what, I think I'll sit down and try that. So.
Yeah, well, one of the things that kind of will help people really continue in that path of you know, artistic expression is when their peers start saying, "Hey, you know what? You're not bad at this," and you've kind of had that happen. And you were telling me about a birthday party that you had once where a whole mess of songwriters started coming out to that party.
Yeah. I had, I think it was in 2007, unbeknownst to me, it's kind of funny. I walked into this place, and I think, well, I had a bad taste in my mouth because it was one of those days I had been diagnosed with the bladder cancer, and things weren't going real well for me at the time. And there's this place, it used to be called Daily Perks. And that's really where, that's the first place I ever went and played in front of anybody. So that was kind of cool. And for some reason, my girlfriend, Deb, got me to go there, and I walked in, and there were just a ton of people, you know, and it was... I threw him the bird and turned around and started walking. I said, "What is this?" You know. So anyway, but you know, they put on the pretense, well, this is just a birthday party. So you know, because I wasn't into any pity party. But what was very, very cool about it was all the people that I kind of said I had any admiration for in the city, or most of them anyway, showed up, and they all did one of the songs that I'd written. So it was, you know, I mean,
what a nice tribute.
Yeah. I was in tears most of the
Wow.
afternoon, so it was just great, you know.
Hey, you're running an open mic yourself right now, and I know for a while you did it over. I'm not sure if it was Jelly Perks at the time or if it was the Mez, but they were both the same room. So you were running an open mic over there, and now you're doing it again someplace else.
Yeah, actually, I was doing them both in conjunction. I was doing it at the Mez for, I think I did it for about 1.5 years or 2 years over there. But I've been doing it in Fairport at the Towpath Cafe every Thursday at 7 o'clock till 9:30. Little plug. I've been doing that for about 4 years now. And
It's been 4 years?
Yeah, it's been
Oh my
4
gosh.
years. It's the best kept secret in Fairport, and it's also the most comfortable atmosphere that there is for an open mic. And, I mean, we've got big overstuffed chairs, and it's not just a coffee house. They also have more plugs, wine and beer. So, you know, any of those people that need a little nudge, you know,
Something extra to get them out.
to get them up there. You know, there are those. But